But with the final, I say final three, but you may have done more than this. But I've got after Castrovala, you did three more stories in the Fifth Doctor's era. Is that right?
After, as far as I know, my last one was Frontios.
Yes, that's what I've got down here.
Yeah. Visitation, Mordwyn, and Frontios, I think, were the last three. Yeah.
Very interesting stories in terms of themes on all of them.
Yes. Yeah, I know. They had in Mordwyn, they brought back the Brigadier, didn't they?
Yes.
That was the thing. And it was Peter Davison one, obviously. It was after the changeover. And then I can't remember when Nyssa came into the picture, but it may have been Castrovala. I'm not quite sure.
It was one of her first stories, if not her first.
I did a theme for her there because she was homesick and wanted to go back.
That's great.
So, and Frontios, what was that one about? Oh, they had these tractators.
Yeah. It's a mining planet, and then they've got ginormous slugs of some kind, or dung beetles, something like that.
Yeah, yes. All very horrible. But no, that was the end of that. And they went on and got lots of other freelance people in after that to do music.
Yeah.
And I was doing all sorts of other things. I worked on the Michael Palin series, Around the World in 80 Days and Pole to Pole after that. So there was busy times. Lovely.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think, like, later, you had very varied music after the Fifth Doctor went. Like, there's some, and it's not a criticism on anyone who did it, some of the music fit really well. And then there was some that sounded a bit more like, I would say, like party music almost. So especially by the late 80s, you had very like techno-y type music for everything. I don't know if that was a decision.
K9, taking the mickey out of K9, I suppose that was.
The K9 theme was really good.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I did a few of those things because I was quite a fan of all the American pop show music, so I thought I'd try and do something a bit like that. And we had just got a drum machine too, so that was quite a toy that was being played with. So it was fun. Hopefully it came off and it gave a bit of variety to it, but you never know, do you? Taking a risk always.
See, I think you were definitely the first person, but I think you might be the only person to have composed a theme for K9. So that's an interesting distinction, considering how long he's been in the show, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if K9's still around, is he, in the new ones?
He's not in the show. He got his own spin-off for a few years, but it didn't do too well, unfortunately. So the character's been retired for now.
Yes. K9.
Oh, I can imagine some set stories about that. Apparently, it's very hard to control him.
Yes, I wasn't really there for the recordings of the visuals, so I don't know. But Dick Mills would be the guy to ask about all that, because he very often went along to the recordings,
right,
to see what was what was intended with a model or something before he had to do it, so he could go back and play about with it in advance, if you see what I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas I would wait until I got the tape finished, because otherwise your timings would be, because everything's recorded in bits, you would never get an idea of how it all fit together,
Dick Mills is very interesting. He's voiced a Dalek before, he's done so much for the show. He's done all kinds of bits and bobs, and he was there for a very long time. I don't know when he left.
Well, I think probably about sort of 90s, that sort of decade when he stopped doing it. Yeah, but he had been there since 19 56, I think 58.
Now that's legacy. Yeah. Wow. And the last question I've got down here is one of my friends really wanted to be here today, but they couldn't. So I've been asked to pass this on. Of all the Doctor Who compositions you did you have a particular favourite listening back at all that you did?
I don't know. I did. I think Logopolis I like. The end of Logopolis, perhaps. I like that. And the Visitation.
Yes, very dramatic. I really like that.
So it's quite dark and quite sort of has an atmosphere to it. But yes, those two. Yeah, absolutely. I think.
Yes. Yeah. My personal favourite's Logopolis. I really enjoy that because that sticks out to me from when I was very young, watching it on VHS. You know.
Well, yes, it would. It was quite an emotional kind of thing. Of sort of the end of Tom Baker, beginning of Peter Davison, and Tom Baker was a great Doctor Who because so distinctive looking and performance and all that, and I think, but everybody has their own favourite, I suppose.
Of course. I think unanimously, though, a lot of people see Tom Baker as the Doctor. So, there's a certain iconography about that.
Yes, that's right.
Absolutely.
Yes, I mean, it's a bit like Back to the Future. Could you imagine it with that Christopher, what's his name, doing it?
No, you could not.
No. Yeah.
Matthew Broderick or the person who played Doc Brown, whose name escapes me.
Yeah. Chris. Anyway, you look it up online.
Yeah.
Everything's online.
Absolutely.